Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 23 December 2021. Just one day and a night's sleep from Christmas morning. And with all the hustle and bustle of the Christmas season, we are still having a knife sale because it's Thursday night. We have a good one for you tonight. 33 individual sale items and some really cool stuff. Presents for Dad to give himself, perhaps. Before we get into the meat of the sale, a little bit of housekeeping. As usual, I'm going to need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I will post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I'll also reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to prior videos on the channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video. That's a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale. So if you're new, I strongly suggest you watch that so there will be no questions, no communication problems, no misunderstandings. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. If you are interested in using this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection, that video will explain how this all works from the consignor's perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So yes, the description, very important. First you'll see those 3 links. Then you'll see the terms of the sale. And then at the bottom, you will see the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps to the video and pricing. Number to the left of the slash is your as shown price. Number to the right is that knife sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be no next day sharpening this week. I'm taking off Christmas Eve except for the post office run to send you guys your knives. So if you buy a knife to be sharpened, expect it to ship in about 3 weeks. I think that's about it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen and we'll be right back with the sale inventory. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up tonight, I didn't think we were going to do this, but we're going to do this. Making a rare third appearance, we have the Halfbreed Blades Combat Clearance Knife. We've opened that package a couple times. We're not going to do it again. So the Combat Clearance is kind of an operator's close quarters combat knife. Comes in a molded plastic sheath with molly clip attached and a tech lock if you decide to go that way. Inside the sheath, we have this rather interesting looking blade. Sharp edge, sharp edge, sharp edge, no sharp edge. I think somebody commented to tell me that this isn't sharpened because of knife laws in Australia. We have a little ring tail and a subhilt. I think that knife is for piercing. Tan Cerakote finish on a D2 blade. 3 7/8 blade, 3 7/8 handle. It is like new in the box. With both clips. These knives are available online for $195. Pick your retailer. We started this knife off the first week at $145, didn't sell it. Dropped it to 125 that Saturday. Didn't sell it. Ran it at 100 last week. Didn't sell it. This week, this will be the final price. $90. 90 like it is. 125 for me to sharpen all those recurved edges, which is way too cheap. It's like new in box, and it's less than half the price of a new one. That's the Halfbreed Combat Clearance. Next up, this hardly ever happens. A second week for a Great Eastern Cutlery product. This one from their Farm and Field Tool brand. We have a number 620320, a 62 pocket carver. This one in stunning black and red linen micarta. So we've got 3 13/16 inches of closed length and a triple Warncliffe blade set, main, and 2 identical secondaries. This is what's known as a catch bit whittler. So we have 2 springs running the main blade, 1 spring each for the secondaries. But instead of having a wedge spacer, there is none. The spacing of the springs for the secondaries is done with just a partial spacer called a catch bit. Pull weight on this one is about a 7, 7.5. Walk and talk are beautiful, and blade alignment is perfect. Condition is like new in the tube. We ran this last week for $150. Dropped it on Saturday to $125. It is still here this week, $110. And this is in your inventory as GEC Farm and Field number 62 pocket carver linen. Linen, because there is another handle material of the same knife coming up later. So 110 like it is, 145 sharpened on the GEC Farm and Field number 62 pocket carver linen. Next up, making its second appearance on the Apostle P knife sale from Seiko, we have the SRPB 43 Presage Series Cocktail Time. It does come with outer box, inner box, paperwork. It is never worn, guys. It's got that unbelievably gorgeous sunburst faceted ice blue dial, all brightly polished stainless steel case, signed crown, kind of a cupcake style affair, black patent leather strap with deployant buckle and blue top stitching, and a display back showing off that 4R35B movement. It hacks, it hand winds, it automatically winds with the rotor. Got a box Hardlex crystal. Dimensions are 40 in diameter, 48 lug to lug, 20 millimeter lug width, and 11.5 thick. It does carry 50 meters of water resistance with that push-pull crown. Date at 3 o'clock. This one is running dead. I set it this morning, and it is within a second of my G-Shock radio-controlled watch. So pretty doggone good for a 4R movement. Unworn, like new, in box. MSRP on this watch from Seiko is $425. They seem to be trending at online retailers between $340 and $380. We ran this last week at $295, dropped it to $260 on Saturday. This week, somebody gets the ice blue cocktail time for $230, shipped priority mail. That's a deal. Next up, and our last leftover tonight, it comes in a big old box. It's a Timex. We got an outer box. We have an inner box that is like a clamshell, a spring closure. Why the big box? Well, because it's a special Timex, guys. This is the Marlin reissue, but not just any Marlin reissue. This is the Snoopy in aviator costume. Silver sunburst dial. Black text, black Snoopy. Push-pull crown. Boxed mineral crystal. Display back revealing the Miyota MV02N movement. It's automatic. It hand winds. It does not hack. We have a 40 millimeter case, 47 lug to lug, 20 millimeter lug width, and 13 thick with that bubbly crystal. Comes on a Right Smart Timex branded and SB Foot Tanning Company branded genuine leather strap with a signed buckle. It is like new in the box. These retail direct from Timex for $249. I could not find them in stock. We ran it last week for $180, didn't sell it, dropped it to $155 on Saturday. Still here. Somebody gets to take Snoopy home for Christmas for $130 shipped, priority mail. It's the Timex Snoopy Marlin automatic. Next up, onto the fresh stuff. The first one from Doug Ritter via Hogue Knives. This is the Hogue Doug Ritter RSK full size 3D machine black G10 handle. Hogue Able lock. Looks a lot like a Benchmade axis lock. Phosphor bronze pivot suspension. 20 CV blade. 3 3/8 inches in length with a 4 3/4 handle. Deep carry stainless steel clip. Rock solid lockup. Super sweet action. And the blade centering is down the middle. Condition on this one, near mint in pouch, no box. It has been used and sharpened. Little bit of raggediness at the tip, not bad. Okay, so near mint in pouch, no box. Web price on this knife brand new is $160. This one can be yours shipped priority mail for $135, and then $160 if you'd like it with a much better than factory Apostle P edge. That is the Hogue Ritter RSK. Next up, what? It looks like the same pouch, only smaller. This is a Hogue Doug Ritter Mini RSK. Same 3D machined sunburst black G10 handle. Same deep carry clip. Same Able knot access lock. Same Doug Ritter blade shape, beautifully stonewashed 20 CV. We got rock solid lockup. We got super sweet action. We got perfect centering. This one I'm going to call it like new in box. Has not been touched up, and I can't detect any edge wear on this one. Web price on the Mini RSK is $140. This one can be yours shipped. Priority mail, all in. $115. $115 like it is $140 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Hogue Ritter Mini RSK. Next up, from Spyderco, we have a pair of 3. But it's a pretty special pair of 3. Not only is it wearing some stunning natural canvas micarta handle scales and a Casey Lynch titanium deep carry clip, this is also the S45VN version of the pair of 3 with that beautiful polished stonewash. The slightest bit of edge wear. Very light use on this one. Rock solid lockup. Free drop in action. Perfect blade centering. Definitely near mint in box. Now, map price on this knife, minimum advertised price with the stock handle set and factory clip is $147. Then, add the price of the custom micarta scales and the Lynch clip. You're probably well over $200 to replace this knife new. This one can be yours for $160, $160 like it is, $185 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory is Spyderco Para 3 S45 custom scales. Next up, from the Benchmade Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon. Interesting little knife. It is a Benchmade 535 Bugout, but it's going to say in your inventory copper scales because it has copper scales. Solid copper scales, by the way. We're in a deep carry shorty parkerized clip. Standard blade, S30V. A little bit of wear on the blue anno on the thumb studs, just so you know. Still got your blue standoffs. And this has a bit of a polished edge. In fact, so nice is it. It's not quite perfect. So I'm going to offer you a sharpening price, but don't feel obligated. Still pretty sharp. Rock solid lockup. Action a little sticky, but not anything horrible. Lockup is rock solid. Blade centering is going to be right down the middle. I called it very close in my notes. Let's see. It's very close. You know, for a Benchmade, you'd call it perfect. There you go. That's a good shot. Anyway, so let's see. Let's do on this one 120 like it is. 140 with an Apostle P edge. Benchmade 535 Bugout copper scales. Next up, it seems like this is the only place you can buy these knives because they release them and they're gone. From Giant Mouse Knives, we have an Ace Biblio natural canvas micarta. Okay, so we got a 4-inch handle with crowned natural micarta scales, deep carry paperclip clip, reversible left or right. We have a flipper, and we got ball bearings. M390 blade, 2 7/8 inches in length. Stainless steel liner lock, there's your engagement. It is rock solid. Action is silky smooth and free. Blade centering is perfect. I'm going to call this near mint no box, but you know, the box is nothing special on these knives. They are out of stock, as always. When it was in stock, it was $175 brand new at your favorite online retailer. This one can be yours for $160. Shipped priority mail, all in. $185 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Giant Mouse Ace Biblio. Next up, we got one from Boker Plus. Kind of a cool knife. Well, it sort of looks like a curved-handled trapper. It sure does. This is the Boker Plus Bonfire front flipper. We'll call it a fusion knife. Classic styling, modern materials and execution. We got stainless steel bolsters. We got a front flipper. I think it's on bearings, yeah. I'll be doggone. Hey, that's the closest I'll ever get to flipping it. Beautiful clip point blade. Blade steel is D2. It's 3 7/16 inches in length. Oh, if you don't like the front flipper, well, just grab the nail neck. How about that? Lockup is rock solid. It is a stainless steel liner lock. Blade center is going to be dead. Black canvas micarta is your handle scale material or cover material. We'll call this near mint no box. They are out of stock. When they were available, they were $67 at your favorite web dealer of cutlery. But you can't buy one new, but you can buy this one for $50, 50. Shipped priority mail or $70 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Boker Plus Bonfire front flipper. Next up, from Maniago, Italy, and Lionsteel, with a beautifully made leather sheath, we have the Maletta designed Lionsteel M1 fixed blade. A gorgeous little spear point. M390 blade, 3 inches of blade length, 3 3 3/4 inches of handle. 3D machine G10 is your scale material. Nice little flare at the front of the handle for the pinch grip. Nice little ramp for the pinky at the tail. I get all 4 fingers on that thing. Beautifully made, beautifully finished. Nice little lanyard hole and a beautiful sheath. No box with this one, but definitely near mint. These are available online at your favorite retailer for $148. This one can be yours for $110 shipped priority mail. $135 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Lionsteel M1 fixed blade. Next up, a knife I've never seen one of before from Monterey Bay Knives. And I gotta say, guys, before I get to the knife, just look at this leather work. It's beautifully tanned, beautifully dyed, beautifully stitched, beautifully wet formed. Just listen to the pop here. Yep. That's awesome. Inside that sheath comes this knife. This is the Monterey Bay Field Trekker, executed in CPM 3V steel with like a mirror satin. A hard finish to describe and even harder to catch on camera. Pretty cool. Looks like 5/32 stock Ray Laconico designed this one. It is a convex blade profile with a V bevel. Blade length is 4 inches. Handle is 4 7/16. Scales are black canvas micarta. Just a super nice all-purpose drop point knife. Very good in the hand. Condition on this one is going to be near mint. No box. No box. It is currently out of stock everywhere. When they were available, they were $190. This one can be yours shipped priority mail for $150, $150, and then $170 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Monterey Bay Field Trekker. Next up, an icon of fixed blade cutlery history. This is from Fallkniven. It is the F1. I believe these were designed as a pilot's survival knife. Do I have that right? All I know is they're one heck of a knife. They come in a molded plastic sheath with a nylon retention strap with a big long tag end to get that thing out quickly. Once you have the snap undone, you get a little thumb ramp, and I'm not sure why the owner has electrical taped that. I don't know if it was looser than he liked, or I don't know. Anyway, that's how you extricate the knife. The F1 is made in laminated VG10. I think if I turn the knife in the light, you can see the line of demarcation between the core steel and the cladding. It's about right above my thumb. Full height convex all the way to the edge. VG10 is your core steel, as I said. Blade length on the F1 is 3 7/8. The handle is 4.5, and it's a very hard, but it's not quite FRN hard. I'm not sure what polymer they use. And then the checkering feels just a little softer than the rest of it, I think just because of the pattern. It's a full tang knife over molded with that polymer, so that pommel-ish area is part of the tang. Super well made knife, super well ground and manufactured. It's near mint in box. Web price on these at your favorite retailer is going to be $139. This one can be yours, however. Shipped priority mail, all in, $100, and then $120 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Fallkniven F1. Next up, heading to Escanaba. We have a Bark River Aurora 2. So this is the big Aurora, right? Comes in the standard Aurora sheath with fire steel loop. You can go vertical or you can go cross draw. Here's the knife. Look at that. That is 5.5 inches of Aurora blade in CPM 3V. Might be 3/16 stock on that one, I think. Might be 5/32, but red linen micarta are your handle scales. And then you got your aluminum Corby bolts, aluminum lanyard. Beautiful handle. Lots of real estate. Backing up that 5.5-inch blade is 4 13/16 inches of handle. Got a ton of room there to get all over in a bunch of different grips. It's a bushcrafter. It's a game processor. Could you process? Yeah, you could do about anything you want with that knife. We're going to say near mint, no box on this one. These are out of stock everywhere. In this configuration, they would have been about $260 at your online retailer. This one can be yours for $210. $210 like it is, $240 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Bark River Aurora 2. What's that? You love the Aurora, but that one's too big. Well, we got you covered. Next up, from Bark River Knives, we have a mini Aurora in CPM 3V with natural canvas micarta scales. There is your sheath. Again, you've got the vertical or cross draw option for carry. Inside we have a knife, and I think I did a comparison review of the featherweight Fox River, the Bravo EDC, and the Mini Aurora, just to try to find the most size efficient EDCable Bark River, and this one. Notice how your grip comes all the way up to the back of the cutting edge without having to cut a secondary finger choil. It's just super efficient. 4 fingers on the knife. You got 3 5/8 inches of blade, 4 inches of handle. Nice Coke bottle. This one has been used and sharpened. There's a tiny little micro chip at the tip that probably wouldn't bother you, but it is there. I got to mention it. Okay, nothing that a good sharpening wouldn't take out. So we're going to call this one excellent to near mint in box. Web price on this knife, brand new, would be about $217 if you could find one. This one can be yours, shipped priority mail, $170, $170 like it is, $190 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Bark River Mini Aurora. Next up, from Lionsteel by way of Sulphur, Oklahoma, we have the Lionsteel collector knives, Dom, part of the Euro Barlow series from Mike Latham at collectorknives.net. Titanium bolsters, ebony wood covers, 3 3/4 inches of closed length, single sheep's foot blade, cut swedge, double long pull, M390 blade steel, about a 7 pull, 7.5 maybe. Yeah, I'll call it a 7. Walk and talk are perfect. Blade centering is perfect. Edge feels unmolested on that M390. I don't think I could find a mark on it, but it looks like it might have been in the pocket a little bit. We'll call it near mint in box. Web price on this knife, brand new at Collector Knives, is $140. This one can be yours for $115, $115, $135 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That is the Lionsteel Dom. Next up, from WR Case and Sons Cutlery Company, Bradford, Pennsylvania, from the design mind of the old dog, Tony Bose. This is the TB6-1117 CV Swayback. What a beautiful little knife. This will go in your 5th pocket, I believe. 3 1/8 inches of closed length. Chromium vanadium carbon steel blade, Warncliffe variety. Now the action is a little gummy, at least from the half stop back, right? but the snap closed, pretty good. And the blade centering is perfect. Red jig bone is beautiful. Condition on this knife, near mint to like new in box. These are out of stock. The last web listing I could find for a price reference was $72. This one can be yours, shipped priority mail, double nickels, guys, $55 or $70 with an Apostle P edge. That's the case TB61117 CV Swayback. Next up, from the Great Eastern Cutlery Farm and Field tool line, we have another number 62 pocket carver. This will be in your inventory as GEC number 62 F&F pocket carver muslin, because the covers are muslin micarta, not linen like the first one we had tonight. So there is your muslin micarta. 3 13/16 inches of closed length. Brass pins, brass pivots, which are shadow exposed. Very cool. Triple Warncliffe design. There's your main. About a 7.5 pull. Perfect walk and talk. Secondaries are also twin warnies. It is a catch bit whittler. What I mean by that, you have 2 springs running the main blade and 1 each running the secondaries, but there is a shorty liner called a catch bit separating them instead of the linerless wedge spacer construction of the split back whittler. Okay. Condition on this one is like new in the tube. And it can be yours. Shipped priority mail for $115. $115 like it is $150 for me to sharpen all 3 blades. That's the case number 62 Farm and Field pocket carver muslin. Next up, here is a new run of an old pattern for GEC from the Titty Cutlery line. It's a number 68 Pony Jack, model 681221 in Cocobolo. The Pony Jack, kind of the underappreciated boy's knife in the GEC lineup, but Bill's son, William Howard's favorite pattern they make. And here it is. I like this knife. Cocobolo wood, all steel construction, so bolsters and end caps are steel. It sort of has that 78 construction with the pen facing you. Beautiful clip point with long pull and a cut swedge, satin finish with the Pony Jack etch. Seven pull, very nice cam tang action, by the way. And a pretty large usable pen blade for a shorty kind of knife. Centering of both blades is very, very nice. Give you a good eye full of that Cocobolo. And it also is going to come with the Pony Jack button. Condition on this one's like new in the tube. And this one can be yours for $135 like it is, $160 with an Apostle P edge. That's the GEC Titty number 68 Pony Jack. Next up, and our last Great Eastern Cutlery product of the evening. This one, another one from the Titty Cutlery line. It is a number 9222 19er Eureka Jack in burlap micarta. Oh, guys, look at this. There's your burlap, your satin hardware, your Federal Shield. That stunning 92 handle. Oh. You've got a spear main. Tools for Gents is your etch. Beautiful walk and talk. Definitely a 7 in your pull weight. Then you got your secondary coping blade. Oh, I forgot to wipe the oil off of it. And a little bit of tape goo. Son of a gun. Let me do that real quick while you're watching, just so we can make sure there are no marks in the blade. Obviously, it's been used to open a package because we got tape goo. There we go. Let's see. No damage to the edge. I love the Eureka because of how the back spring wraps to cover that blade well for the secondary blade. Just a beautiful, beautiful design. And I forgot to turn the page, so I have no idea how much it is. Oh. Okay. All right, guys, I did some looking for price references for this knife. Good luck. There are none. There are none for sale. There are no sold listings on eBay. This knife is unobtainium. We'll call it near mint in tube. Your price, $250. $250 like it is. $275 with Apostle P edges on both blades. That is the GEC Titty number 92 Eureka Jack. Next up, from Fox Knives, Maniago, Italy. You know, that Mike Latham, he's all over. Lionsteel, Viper, now Fox is making knives, fusion slip joints for collectorknives.net. This is a beauty, guys. This is the Fox / Collector Knives gun stock, the recoil gun stock. This is in Bison micarta. So titanium bolsters, titanium end caps, that non-hafted crowned construction. Beautiful single clip point blade with a swedge and a nail nick in M390. 3.5 inches of closed length. Pull weight is it's like a 6.5 to the half stop, and then it's a 7 in the second part of the pull, which I think is kind of cool. Walk and talk are excellent. Centering is perfect. It is near mint in box. And the reason I say that is because I had to clean off a little tape goo before I made the video, so it has cut something. Web price on these brand new is $153. This one can be yours for $130 shipped priority mail, $150 with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as the Fox / CK recoil gun stock Bison. And that's important in your I'll Take It, because the next knife is the same knife in a different cover material. Next up, from Fox Knives and collectorknives.net, we have a fusion slip joint. This is the Fox Collector Knives recoil gun stock in white bone micarta. So gun stock pattern, titanium end cap, titanium bolster, non-hafted crowned spring construction, clip point blade in M390, 3.5 inches of closed length. Pull weight is about a 6.5 for the first leg and about a 7 to snap it on out. Walk and talk are excellent. Centering is beautiful. Condition on this knife is like new in box. Web price on this at collectorknives.net, brand new, is $153. This one can be yours. Shipped priority mail for $125 like it is. $145 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's in your inventory as Fox / CK recoil gun stock bone. Next up, here you go, Spidey heads. This is pretty special. It is pretty special. So special it comes in the golden spider pouch. This is the C249 TIP Swayback, but it says "we" and blue. We and blue. Well, the blue is from the blue anno on the titanium handle, and the "we" is for that. The American flag with the heading of the U.S. Constitution. How about that? So we have a beautiful polished stonewash blade, a Warncliffe in CTS XHP. It's 3.5 inches of blade, 4.5 inches of handle. We got a steel inserted titanium frame lock with an over travel stop. I think you can see the glint of it right there. There's your lock engagement. Beautiful smooth action. Perfect centering. And lockup is rock solid condition on this one. It's going to be near mint in pouch. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $283. This one can be yours if you missed them. $269 shipped priority mail, $289 with an Apostle P edge. That is the Spyderco Swayback, We the People. Next up, well, this is complicated. I have 4 of the same item. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all the same model. The Olight S1R Baton 2. They are all like new in the box. I installed the battery in the red one so I could demonstrate. Okay, 2.5 inches in length, 9/16 inches in diameter. I'm going to get into the box here. The battery's already in, and the battery is an IMR 16340 rechargeable. Okay, the battery came in that little box. So what do you get? You get a USB charger. You also have a magnetic tail on this knife. So not only will it stick to the charger, it will stick to any steel surface. And then you got a really slick lanyard. And I don't know if you can see this, but it even gives you a little needle to thread through the lanyard hole in the clip. Very clever. I really like that. Let's see what else we got. You got the reversible clip. It can go on a pocket or a hat. And then you got like a whole bunch of modes. So if I hold it down for a second, that's the moon setting, which is half a lumen. Let's see, low is 12 lumens. Then I hold it down, I go to medium, 60 lumens. Then high is 600 to 300, so I imagine it drops down to 300 as the battery gets low on charge. And then how do you get to turbo? Is it 2? Yeah, there's turbo. Did you see that? It's 1,000 to 300, and if you noticed, it went to 1,000 and then dropped to 300, so this battery probably could use plugged in. Okay, and then what do you do to get to strobe? Is it 3? Yeah, 3 quick clicks of strobe. So all those modes, a very handy size light. All of these are like new in the box, and I'm actually going to take the battery out of this one and put it back in the box. If I can figure out how to open the battery box, which is interesting, if I remember correctly. Because I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, guys. Okay, so here's the deal on prices. Some of these are more desirable than others, apparently. Some of them are more available than others. So here's the pricing. And I think they ran like between 65 and 80, brand new. The most common is the blue. That one is going to be $50. Next is the red with the gold accents. 55, double nickels. Then there's the orange with the black accents. 60. And then the hot one, the desert tan with blue hardware. You can't find these anywhere. 70, right? So 50 for the blue, 55 for the red, 60 for the orange, and 70 for the desert tan. Just indicate your color and I'll take it. Okay. And I just dropped stuff on the floor, as I knew I would. As I knew I would. Next up, from Kershaw, this one, guys, is pretty special. It's a Blur 1670 GRYBLK. That doesn't even tell you much, does it? It does not. It just means gray and black blur. Big deal, right? Gray and black blur. Nothing to see here. Kind of boring. Got your blur clip. You got your speed safe spring assist. You got your coolest thumb studs, the history of knives. You got DLC blade. But what does that say right there? Can you see it? CPM M4. Rock solid lockup. There is your engagement. Speed safe action is beautiful. Centering is down the middle. And I think I sharpened this for this consignor. I think. And I'll tell you what, he didn't use it much. I think there's a rub or two in the coating, but man, that edge is still just sticky sharp with no chips in it. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Try to find one of these. I did find some sold listings on eBay. They ran between $120 and $146 on eBay. This one can be yours. Near mint inbox, $100 with, I think, an Apostle P edge. No need to sharpen. That's the Kershaw 1670 GRYBLK Blur M4. Yeah. Oh, I got a big reach here, guys. Next up. Doggone it. I'm still dropping stuff. Another one from Kershaw. This, I believe, from their Chinese line. This is a 7020 Highball XL for River's Edge cutlery. Kind of a cool looking knife. It is a blasted stainless steel frame lock affair. Ambidextrous tip up deep carry clip. Anodized, probably aluminum over travel stop. Blue pivot. It is a ball bearing pivot knife. Or is it? It might be washers. But you open it with a groove. Clip point blade. I'm pretty sure it's bearings. Let's see. Yes, definitely ball bearings. Okay. Rock solid lockup. 3 5/16 inches of blade length, and the blade steel is D2. 4 5/16 handle. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. Action is beautifully smooth. Centering is perfect. There, I flicked it open. Nice in the hand. Gorgeous blade shape. Hollow ground, not too thick. In-house Kershaw design. And here's the thing on these guys. They sell for $59 on the web. This one can be yours. Near mint in box condition. $45 shipped. Priority mail. $65 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Kershaw 7020 Highball XL. Next up, I'm still dropping stuff. From Buck Knives, Edge of a Legend. This is the Buck 840 Sprint in a very cool set of textured FRN handle scales. A deep carry clip. A very weak detented ball bearing flipper. Still flips just fine. Just not much detent there. It's there, it's just not much. Kind of a soggy clip point kind of a thing, or a harpoon. Hollow ground, 420 HC. 3 1/8 inches of blade length. 4 3/8 inches of handle. We got a stainless steel liner lock. Rock solid is the lockup. Blade centering on the Sprint is perfect. It has been used and touched up. Let's see, let's take a look at that edge. Not bad. No chipping or rolling that I can feel. Okay. So we'll call it near mint in box. Web price on these brand new was $38. They're discontinued and out of stock. This one can be yours for $30 shipped priority mail. So you're buying the knife for $20.80 plus priority postage. $30 all in. $50 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Buck 840 Sprint. Next up, we got another one from Buck. This is the Buck 110 Slim Pro with brown canvas micarta scales, a reversible tip-up deep carry clip, a 3 11/16 Buck 110 blade in S30V, thumb studs, a super skinny linerless construction, solid lockup, smooth action, centering is very close, we'll call this one near mint, no box. Web price on this knife brand new is $98. This one can be yours. No sales tax, postage paid, priority postage paid, $70 shipped to you all in, and then $90 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Buck 110 Slim Pro. Next up, from the Benchmade and Knife Company, Oregon City, Oregon, we got a Benchmade 940-1 Osborne. You know, I don't even need to talk about this knife. You guys all know what it is. Carbon fiber scales, blue standoffs, Parkerized split arrow clip, axis lock, Warren Osborne's most famous design, blade steel S90V. And I want you to look at the blade. A long tip, long beard, no plunge grind and choil issues. A super fine example. And you kind of want that on this knife because the blade is very narrow in this dimension. You don't want to buy a brand new one for $272 that half the blade's been sharpened away. So this one is really robust. Got lots of steel left. It is near mint in box. Lockup is rock solid. Action is free dropping. Blade centering is very close to perfect. In fact, very close to perfect. Condition near mint. You're not going to pay $272 for this one like you would at Blade HQ or GPK or Knife Ship Free. This one, Merry Christmas, my friends. $225 shipped priority mail. $250 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Benchmade 940-1. That, my friends, brings us to the last knife in the sale. And it's in my favorite box ever. And this is the save me from myself moment of the evening. You know I love me some non-stainless carbon tool steel. You know I love them. You know I love my M4. You know I love my Rex 45. You know I love my Hap 40. Well, this is a blue Endura in Bowler K390. A steel I don't own. The blue looks like a teal to me, which is stunning. Yes, I had a teal 94 Z28 in the 90s. So it was the horrible color of the 90s. I still have an affinity for it. Look at that handle. Oh, there's the blade. There's that Bowler K390 blade. If you look at it, it'll cut you. I mean, yeah. Condition on this is near mint in box. These are in stock new for $133. This one can be yours. Oh, by the way, rock solid lockup, drops free. Centering is pretty close. So yeah, not $133. How about $100 for this, guys? 100 like it is, 125 sharpened. Don't wait, or I'm marking it sold and keeping it. I don't know what time, but it could happen. That's the Spyderco Endura FFG Blue K390. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of the Christmas knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night.